Ladies and gentlemen, another episode. Let's talk battle rap. We are in the studio. It's your boy France.
Yo, your boy Program V.
You know I got my gang Program V with me. You feel me though?
Yeah.
Today we got a special guest.
So we'll let them know who we got in the house, my brother.
Man, he's got a battle coming up out in Mass.
Word.
Next weekend.
Uh-huh.
We all know him from BattleRap.com.
And we also know him for being a lawyer in battle rap. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
That's crazy, right?
Welcome Red Flag to the show.
Thank y'all for having me.
Thank you for coming through, my
I
dude.
gotta give him a
Round of applause,
on
man.
that one. You feel me?
How are you, my brother?
They rolling out the red carpet for me. Red flag, wordplay already. That's what we're doing.
Wordplay. Wordplay.
Nah, I appreciate y'all, man.
Nah, thank you for coming through, my dude.
I got so much to ask you, man. First, you know what? Before we even get to the battle rap things, I want to get to the more digital side of things. What happened to BattleRap.com?
Good question. A lot of people have been asking me that recently. Nothing crazy. It's really that the umbrella company that we were under had to make some cutbacks.
Hip Hop DX?
Yep, and there's another one above that.
Gotcha.
No need to go into details, but you can look it up if you want. You know, it's public information. But they weren't making as much money as they originally were. Had to make some cutbacks. As y'all know, ain't a whole lot of revenue in battle rap. So naturally, BattleRap.com was one of the first things to go. And from a lack of resources on our side, just people who we felt could do the quality work that we were doing and keep the site running at the level that it was. We just didn't have that many people anymore. We had a lot of people who wanted to do it, a lot of real capable people, but not anything that was going to line up to be enough at the time. So we kind of just had to call it a hiatus for the time being. We still have the domain. I don't have any
The last article
ownership
on that website is Cortez and Head Ice.
That's right. You go there, that's what you see right now. It's a shame because everybody knows we had that. As far as the written word goes, we had that on lock.
On lock, man.
Yeah,
it was on Smash.
You know,
I can't believe that was 7 months ago.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
It's crazy
Time
that it's
flies.
been that long. You know, I started working at a law firm full time, so I knew my life.
Congratulations, my dude.
Appreciate that. So I knew I wasn't going to have as much time. One of our other main editorialists, Brad, went to law school. He wasn't going to have as much time.
Chris moved on to Hip Hop
Chris
DX.
is on Hip Hop DX. He's still, he writes about battle rap all the time on that website. But, the BattleRap.com will be back someday for sure. Just the original team is just not really able to pull it off right now.
What does it need right now? Contributors?
It needs, and that's the thing about it. Like, I'll admit, we've definitely been, and I thank Chris for letting me be involved at all. We've been real picky about, who's gonna take the reins. Yeah. It is a brand. It was a brand. People want to see the same brand come back. So, we all wish that we could put in the time to make that happen, but it will happen eventually. The right thing will work out. And I'm confident. Yeah, I mean, that's a valuable domain right there. BattleRap.com.
Hello. And
that's
I mean, the website was super slick too, and I really enjoyed going to it. The layout was everything. How'd you get down with BattleRap.com?
Pretty random.
Random.
Yeah, facts. I got more active on social media around the time I started going to law school. Just procrastinating and shit, just looking for other shit to do.
How did you even juggle law school and?
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll get into that. You got to strike a balance in life, right? But anyway, so I had started law school. I was looking for any way to procrastinate. I was watching a ton of battles all the time. And Battle Rap Chris was crushing shit at that time with BattleRap.com. And I remember thinking, damn, BattleRap.com has, the best interviews, at least in the written form, clearly right now. And, I think it was as random as I just sent, a casual tweet to Chris on Twitter, just not even thinking he'd see it. Be like, yo, you should let me write something. I think he, had followed me or something. I don't know. But I just said, hey, can I write for you? And he was like, yeah, let's do a tryout piece and get this. The piece was Roan versus Uno Lavas was supposed to happen.
Wow.
Battle never happened.
Thank goodness.
But my first, real work in battle rap was writing about that battle that never went down. And
he must have been busting your brain.
what kind of a whack matchup in retrospect. Now it doesn't even really sound right. But yeah, that's how I got involved. And he was like, oh yeah, this will work. You can contribute to the site. And then I basically became staff, and before you knew it, I was at every event in New York.
Wow.
I mean, at that time, BattleRap.com, we had all the funding we needed, and we could do anything we wanted. So that was the golden era right there. So that was when, they were flying Chris out all the time.
Yeah.
And this is that, umbrella company that really controls everything. So y'all know how that is. But Yeah, that's how I got involved, and it was a lot of fun at that time, like actually getting involved in battle rap. Even then, I never dreamed I would actually be battling, but
So did you start watching battles in law school, or were you watching before
no. I've been watching
All
battles
right, cool.
for a long
Okay.
time. Yeah.
When did you start getting down with battle rap, just overall as a casual fan?
It's hard for me to pin down the exact year because like it was somewhere in high school, I guess. Like, and you don't really like remember the dates.
Smack
and stuff
era?
back then. Oh yeah. And
Okay.
I'm getting to that.
All right.
I had the weirdest introduction to it. Well, it's not that weird, I guess, but Blockbuster existed back then.
Yo, you know how many people don't even get the reference of what Blockbuster is right now? Like, we have to slow walk them.
Some of these 2000s babies are like, what now?
If you're 17, 18, or 19 listening to this.
There was a Netflix before Netflix?
There was a place.
Shit was fire, too.
There was a place you had to go to where they had
it was the time of your life.
Big cassettes.
And
your family let you roam around and find something to bring back home and watch, man.
Right.
A video store.
I lived in like a pretty diverse neighborhood. Like Baltimore is weird. It's got like pockets of wealth. So it'll be like, real wealthy neighborhood on one side, kind of like in the middle, whatever, working class families, and then the projects right there. I was like, kind of right in the middle of that. And we had this Blockbuster that had, catered to all tastes, including this random rack right when you walk in, which had Smack DVD on it.
Wow.
It was always like the hottest hip hop shit that was happening at the time.
Yeah.
And I've always, since I got into music, I've been into hip hop. So I was like, oh, Smack DVD, what's that? And one of the first battles I ever watched was Loaded Lux versus Murder Mook.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. What did you think of that battle?
It blew my mind. I was like, oh, okay. So I'm going to find everything I can related to this. And then right around that same time is when the YouTube stuff started happening.
Right.
And then it was just ever since, I want to say, I guess it was somewhere around 2007, 8, 9, somewhere around there. I don't remember exactly.
By the way, who do you think won that battle, Lux or Mook?
I had Lux in the first one.
You had Lux winning the first one?
I had Lux winning the first one, too.
You had Lux winning the first one, too?
Yeah.
Oh, at the time. What about now?
It's been a while.
It's split. It's split now. They split between now.
Mook clearly won that battle.
The second one.
Lux choked like 4 times in that battle.
In the first one?
No, the first one.
Oh, well, he might have played it off.
No, see,
he choked and Mook went in on him.
This was the thing about the battle. Lux started really strong, but Mook is like, I have 1,000 raps. And Lux is not long-winded, so Mook said, I'm going to take over the momentum of the middle of the battle.
And he knew all of them, and he had the punches.
But Lux closed out the battle. He won the first 2 rounds, lost the mid, and then closed out.
You know what it was for me at the time? It was like, and granted, I didn't know shit about how battle rap worked, but at the time, I remember thinking when I watched that battle, I was like, oh, like, that one dude is taking this real serious and like spitting his raps and he's getting kind of mad. And then that other dude is kind of just, he's having more fun with it and he's going straight at this dude real specifically. And that really made me be like, oh, okay. So there's the whole element to this hip hop shit that can be more like just like a fight. And that's what really interested me. So, I don't know. It doesn't really matter who won that battle, right? It's such a...
I just like to know. I just like to check the temperature and just see like what people think.
I haven't watched it, to be totally honest. It's been years.
Go back. Go back to it.
Yeah.
Go back to it.
Around that time, I remember that's when YouTube started. Yeah. Right. Shout outs to Eric Foreman. You probably remember Eric Foreman. He had all the battles uploaded. Unfortunately, his channel got deleted down the line.
Most people don't know that. I mean,
Foreman the battler?
Eric Foreman had
the battler?
Well, he wasn't a battler at first.
No, that's what I'm saying. Eric Foreman, the battler.
Yes.
Get out of here.
He had every battle uploaded.
Wow.
The DVD era, the Fight Clubs.
Historian at the time.
He was.
Sure.
Get out of here.
Yeah, he's got clout like that. Most people don't know that.
It was him and one more. I think it was Fly Hawaiian.
Yeah, I remember that name.
Wow, what happened
Son,
to that
these
guy?
are some OG names we're dropping.
These are the guys that took the time to take the DVD,
absolutely,
put in the computer, and upload it.
Yo, that dude had all of the Fight Club joints up there, man. I remember that just checking back. Flying Hawaii. Yo, we need him on this show. If anybody knows that dude,
somebody find him.
Holla at him. Bring him up here, man.
I'm in communication with Eric Foreman all the time, man.
Foreman, Flying Hawaiian, whatever. Let's get him up here, man.
Have him on here too.
For sure. Foreman, get your ass up here, boy. Go ahead, man.
But I remember when the same thing with me. The first battle I watched the Smack DVD battle. I saw I don't remember if it was Mills and Mook or if it was Rex and Reed Dollaz and Trigger.
Yeah.
But all I remember the first time watching is I remember freestyling battling. Yeah, so when I saw those guys back, I'm like, yo, these are the best freestylers in the world. I was like, whoa.
I mean, see, for me, I guess I'm a little bit older than you guys or whatever, but so I go a little bit further back, and I remember the days where it wasn't like you're directing your raps at this guy.
That's what blew my mind about it, because all I knew was freestyle, you know, at that time. And I made the connection quick. Luckily, I mean, and I totally understand when people see it on YouTube and they don't know what it is.
Right.
You might assume that. But I remember at the time, like, somebody made some comment while we were watching. It's like, oh, this isn't. It can't be freestyle because he said blah, blah, blah. Like, he couldn't have just said that. And we were like, oh, yeah, okay, so this is different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I remembered more details about this shit. I wish I had known how important it was I was watching that shit, you know? But
well, you were living
memories,
it. You know what I mean? You were living
and that wasn't the only one. We watched everything on that DVD. I just, that was the one I was like, oh.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the game changer right there for a lot of people.
Right.
Man.
How did you transition into actually battling? Because you've been around it so long, you just adapted.
Yeah, that's an even weirder. I feel like everything that's happened for me in battle rap has happened through random interactions on Twitter. Because, as y'all know, I was doing the battlerap.com thing for a couple years, maybe 3 years total. And it was sort of winding down because there was less that we were able to do as a site.
Right.
And I was getting more focusing on the music. I'm sure everybody knows, I say it in my intro all the time, Penultimate is the music group I'm in. Like us on Facebook, by the way.
Yeah.
2 words, Penultimate. So I was focusing more on that, and I would just be, thinking of bars all the time. And I put a couple like throwaways on Twitter. I think it was I think I ended up using it for a cipher. What was it? It was like, y'all know how hard it is to argue when the fog hits you. I'm too high for you to hear me like a dog whistle.
Mm-hmm.
I put that on Twitter, and Lex was like, oh, that's dope. Who said that? And I was like, me. And he was like, oh, that's cool. You ever thought about battling before? And I was like, not really, but I would. And then before you know it, he set up a battle. It never did happen. I debuted with no opponent. Some people probably seen that. It was Bill Blaze on Beast Mode New York, that's not around the New York division anymore because Lex bought iBattle right after that. But yeah, I got no-showed twice in what was supposed to be my first ever battle, but the stars aligned, and on my second no-show, I just said, fuck it, I'm gonna get these bars off. And Lex stood there, and I actually had a standout performance, one of my better performances. Was
this the time you battled Bangs? And
no, that's another time where
that's another time you got no-showed.
Yeah. So I've been no-showed technically 3 times, once by the same dude, and the same dude was my first ever battler, would have been.
Damn.
He runs his own league now. Shout out to ECCM, East Coast Connection Media.
Just in case for the listeners that's never seen the battle of you and Bangs, tell them a little bit about that no-showing and what happened afterwards.
Yeah, that was a weird one too. So that was a kind of like a pivotal time for me, because I had battled, as far as real battles where the person showed up, I had battled Dale Denton, Bishop White, and then Bubba Ford. And Bubba Ford was the one that was people were talking about that. So it felt like a real critical moment for me. And I was like, okay, I'd like to battle a name. Somebody realistic, but somebody who's a vet in this shit. And A-Class seemed like a real good opponent at the time. I had no reason to think that he wasn't going to show up, but and there's no reason to get into that. He didn't show up for a bullshit reason. He made some shit up to battlers do that. It happens.
His car
especially
broke
down.
My cat was sick.
Yeah.
His car broke down.
I stubbed my pinky toe on the side of the bed.
I wasn't gonna say, but since you said it, his car broke down. Quote unquote. Yeah. Battlers and leagues, I'm sure you'll know this, but if the guy doesn't send you a live video of his car broken down, he's lying to you.
You getting finessed.
Yeah,
yo, this is 2018, man. If he can go live and talk about anything else, he can show you that his car is broken down.
Facts.
Man.
Right.
I digress, though. A-Class didn't show up. It became clear he wasn't going to show up. And I thought to myself at that time, to this day, I don't really know if it was the right decision, because my Bangs battle, it's still good, but it's my weakest shit, I feel. Because I just thought, all right, Bangs is here now. He got no-showed by Pat Stay, same day.
Right.
Yeah, so I was like, we might as well, I'll try to tweak my material a little bit. I know Bangs can just be exceptional.
Yeah.
And he, that's the one performance where I wish it had gone differently. Not that I felt like my shit was whack or anything. Like, I thought I got it all fine, but you know, Bangs is electrifying, and when you have an idea in your mind, like, yo, I'm about to smoke this vet who battled disaster, who's been around since grind time, and your fourth battle ever, that's a pretty big difference from like, okay, I like held my own versus like the golden child of this league who will never lose in this format. So, I mean, shout out to Bangs, like he was dope for doing that because I asked him to. He didn't really want to. He was trying to just chill, but. Yeah, that's how that went down. And I think it still was a good result. Like, I got a lot of views from that, frankly, more than I ever would have gotten if it was...
Prez Mafia jumped in.
Oh, yeah, that was that, too.
Randomly.
That was at a time where everybody was doing that in the battles. Everybody was jumping.
He jumped in.
I have a theory about that. I feel like that happens when it's like, yo, I got 12 bars. I need 4 more.
Trying to jump in? Yo, you got anything? You got anything for me?
Let me tell you right now, that ain't no theory, my friend. That's a fact. That's exactly what it was. But Bangs is smart enough to be like, I'll like take a break to like think of my next few fire freestyle while you do that. Yo, let me tell you right now. I got lucky that I didn't feel like I got bodied walking out of that building because Bangs will kill you in a freestyle. You can spit all the writtens you want. It is not going to matter.
There's nothing like somebody coming up with something out of thin air.
And Bangs is an alien.
And it landed
we were saying
on
earlier, like, these freestylers only have so much ability where like the written is gonna be better, but with somebody like Banks,
when it lands,
he
it lands.
truly is an animal with that shit. Like there's not really anybody who can do it like that.
I really want to see Bangs and Chef Trez.
Right, has to happen. Has to happen.
Now it's funny. I've heard your name before, right? But I never got a chance to watch any of your battles before today.
Right.
And I'm like, listen, if he's coming in, I gotta definitely show my man some respect, do my homework, and you know. And yo, what I noticed is your punchlines are super witty.
Thank you.
I mean, to the point where you know you start watching someone new, you're like, all right, I hear him, it's on, and then all of a sudden I'm like, that line was hot.
Thank you.
That line was hot. That line was hot. Who were you into coming up? That kind of helped you develop that style. Like, were you listening to like Big L's and guys of that character, Fab? Like, who are you listening to?
I mean, my list of rappers that influence me is real long, but as far as like, you know, everybody finds their little niche in what they like in hip hop, and for me it always was that punchline shit. So I absolutely worshipped Cassidy.
Cassidy in his prime was, oh my god, man.
Jada was less like, that reference was so crazy. Just the way he did it, so succinct in such little time. He could make something so punchy. I was always obsessed with that. An artist that's now disgraced by the name of Fab was a big influence on me. We won't get into that. Nah, but
it's all alleged. It's all alleged.
Right.
You know that word.
Alleged. That's my favorite word.
Allegedly.
Nah, but just anybody with that punchline style who was killing it at that time, you can bet that was a big influence on me. And then, you know, in battle rap, like for a long time, like Big K's been one of my favorite dudes. B Magic's one of my favorite dudes. From Nitty right now, I don't think anybody's fucking with him on the punchlines.
Now, I have some. It's funny you mentioned Rum Nitty. Yeah. You used to cover a lot of the events prior to your battling. You remember Rum Nitty before he was on Smack? His growth from then to now.
Man, let me tell you, everybody who was tuned in to the point where, and I don't say that to be like elitist about like y'all don't know shit or anything about that. Right. Like, when you do work when battle rap was at its prime, battlerap.com was at its prime, we were working a lot. So like you had to know everything. Everybody who was hot in every league, and in a lot of leagues that people would be like, "What are you watching that shit for?" You know, it's because there is good shit everywhere. You gonna
see,
there is good shit everywhere. So I say that to say everybody at that time who really knew what was going on knew that this was overdue for Nitty, and then it was only a matter of time until he had that performance, which was the Av performance, where everybody was like, yo, this dude is an alien, because he's been like that. Like he definitely improved his editing process. He only comes with the cream of the crop now, instead of like necessarily like, you know, everybody's got some throwaway lines in the beginning of their career. They don't quite understand what's hot yet. Like, so he had a couple of those, but man, everybody knew what he was capable of who was really paying attention. And when that Av battle came, and I was there in the room, of course, because I was at all those events in that golden time there. Yeah. And I was like, yo, everybody was counting him out. Av was
Right.
Like, yo, watch.
Yeah.
And in the building, Rum Nitty got that. I mean, absolute classic battle. But
Absolutely.
he came out of nowhere for a lot of people, and that's just what it was. The quality was so high, it just couldn't be denied.
People forget about him battling B Magic after B Magic battle
Great
Clips,
battle.
and then
Great
battles
battle.
Rum Nitty.
Right.
He gets O-Red. O-Red's first battle out in King of the Dot. He battles Lotta Zay, great battle. He had a lot of matches, and he wasn't breaking through yet. So
O-Red got him too, with a choke.
No, I thought he lost all those matches early in his career.
Yeah. Even the B-Magic choke too, and still got him a little bit. He was still, he's working the kinks out then, but the greatness was obvious.
Yeah, the one that got me into him was when I saw him and Danny the first time.
Yeah, that was.
You know what I'm saying?
That's like the West Coast JC and Chilla.
Yeah, and I was that Lima Bean in the time machine. Like I will never ever forget that line. And I just remember Lush standing there and both dudes just going ham, and I'm like, who the hell are these two dudes?
That fucked me up at that time. I was like,
that was an ill battle, man. That was crazy.
I don't think I knew either of them at that time when I saw that.
I knew of him, I think, when he battled AB.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And actually, I think I had like, oh, that's that dude from that one.
Well, I clicked it for AB, and I left. And
How crazy is that, right?
And I left being a Rum Nitty fan.
Man, shout out to Rum Nitty, man. That's like,
shout out to all the punchers out there, man.
Somebody just taking their opportunity and making the most out of it.
You've covered a lot of guys. Who else have you seen like from back then to now? You're like, wow, his growth is incredible.
Tay-Rock.
Yeah, I was definitely off air.
He's the poster boy for
literally right before you got here. We were just talking about
we were
talking about people getting body, how they couldn't come back. We're like, well,
Tay-Rock's
the only guy that can get body and become one of the greatest of all time.
Tay-Rock's a zombie, man. He's like reverse.
There's probably no better example than Tay-Rock of somebody who just so insanely consistently put in that work, and like admittedly for a few years in his career it wasn't anything crazy. He
muscled his way.
He just kept that at it, and it got better and better. And I mean, I don't care what you say now. You have to be the best of the best of the best to hang with Rock. That's a fact.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
And like I never would have said that 4 years ago.
Absolutely,
that would have sounded crazy to me. So shout out to Rock too. One of the GOATs at this point, I would say. I would go as far as to say that.
I mean, anybody doing it for this long on this high of a level on the platform that has so much pressure to be on it, man, year after year after year. Love him or hate him, you gotta salute somebody who's putting in that much work,
pressure.
man. Yeah.
And you talk about
second
somebody
nature
who
now.
Just can't be. I don't think he can stumble or choke. I don't think it's possible.
Yeah.
He
choked once in his life, but he was drunk and threw up.
Right.
Oh, yo, that battle was crazy. Was that versus
It was a small league thing. Yeah.
That wasn't versus.
It was out in Maryland for money.
PG Skillet.
PG Skillet.
It was versus PG Skillet where he had that ridiculous tennis chain on.
Choked in the first round.
Had a strawberry colored chain on.
And muscled his way in the second and third.
I remember that. He kept being like, I'm drunk. I might throw up.
He went to Yak Town on that joint, man. Tay-Rock was wild.
This bitch. Yeah.
That was a crazy battle.
Has anybody else's growth is amazed you as well?
Pause.
Let me think about that.
Pause.
Facts.
That was violation right there, bro.
We all get one per episode. And this is no shade at all. For a minute, I would have said JC. I feel like JC has had a real, and I can't stress enough. I don't mean this in a negative way. I think he's had a real up and down career where like his talent is always been so exceptional. Everybody knows that. But he's had those periods where it's like he just can't seem to resist taking the battles. So
he battles too much.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask y'all a question. What do you think is the difference between a JC who battles all the time and everyone's always like, you're oversaturated, you're battling too much, you're giving away too much of your, your juice, and then you got DNA who battles just as much, but he never seems to take a hit as far as popularity, as consistency, how people look at him. Like it doesn't affect him. Like even if he goes out and not that he phones it in, but it's like it just doesn't affect the level that he's at. He's not gonna drop down to a mid-tier level.
Okay,
what do you think the difference is, guys?
I think I can explain what the difference is the style. Like DNA is like his brain's always flowing. He's just a 4-bar set of punchline guy. He can freestyle. So his brain is always formulating ideas. There's a handful of guys that can battle that much because of their style of writing. Thesaurus, he loves to be witty, have some punches and mix things up, and he continuously becomes like original witty. Real Deal is witty as fuck. So there's a lot of guys, because of their style, it allows them to be as consistent as possible and I guess, oversaturate themselves, but JC is so lyrical. It takes time for his brain to just like formulate these lines and the double entendres and the motifs and the schemes. That like so much thought goes into a round that you exhaust yourself for the next round. So he can't do that multiple battles.
I would agree with everything you just said, but even on top of that, I think there's sort of this intangible factor to it where DNA is like the vet of vets. Even though he's still a young dude, like he knows everything there is to know about battle rap. And I don't know exactly how to
he's a historian on the low.
Facts.
On the low.
He's an encyclopedia.
And Clips too. Him and Clips are like the same. Right. They'll just be like, yeah, this battle, this guy, this minute, spit it out for you.
He knows all the tricks, and there's something he's doing. I don't exactly know how to describe it, where when DNA takes a small name, you can laugh at it and be like, oh, look at that. He makes it memorable.
Exactly.
You're like, holy shit, he snapped. And
exactly.
Like JC did have a stretch where he was doing the same thing. Like, I'll throw your heart out to your family. My condolences. That was some no name. I don't no shade to that dude, but JC had a stretch where he was making real memorable performances against like in whatever matchups, but that's such a difficult thing to do. And that just shows you, like, say what you want about DNA, but that is a professional.
Absolutely.
Who knows not only will he show up and do 3 rounds, he will somehow find a way to make
it enjoyable for you too. Yeah.
People be like, yo, did you see DNA wig on this dude? And like, I don't know what that is. That's that intangible shit. Like, I think that makes the difference.
And he's also a people person too. Like, he's sociable.
He's a good dude.
He's out there. He's a good dude. He's promoting. He's doing things to keep himself in the light. So it's like, even if you're not the biggest fan of that battle, it's like, hey, you know what, man? He's doing so much anyway, man. How can you be mad at Eric? You know what I'm saying? You can't be mad at Eric, man.
The work ethic can't be denied at all.
At all, man. At all. Now, also writing for the website for so long, do you find that helped you with the battles and just coming up, with your writing style, your schemes, just overall? Is it easier because of that?
I mean, I don't know if it's easier, but because you're always just competing against yourself at the end of the day. But I definitely think it helped because people are always gonna feel a type of way about somebody who doesn't participate but who's criticizing, right? That's always a thing, But like it or not, there's so many people out there who understand this shit and they can do that. And, I don't like to toot my own horn, but God damn it, I was one of those people who understood this shit and knew how to talk about it and critique it. So you learn what's whack, you learn what to avoid.
I was going to say, bro, like, when I watched the battle, I go into it with no expectations. You know what I'm saying? I did know for a fact, I did know that the red flag, white guy, lawyer battle. I said, all right, got those in the back of my brain. Now let me see what he's got. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Didn't know what the voice was going to sound like. Didn't know what was going to come out your mouth.
Right.
But the first battle I saw was a street hymns battle.
Oh, that's a good one to start with.
Hello. And I was like, yo, this dude is like, he's naturally good at it.
I appreciate
You know how some people would sit down, you can put the words together.
Right.
But when you got to...
He can put the words together.
But when you gotta spit it out, it's gotta come out a certain way.
Right.
And not for nothing, you saying that you grew up in Baltimore, like I can feel like you didn't feel uncomfortable where you were. You were being you. You weren't like trying to fit in with nobody, and you can tell like, yo, I relate to what's going on, but I'm just me. You know what I'm saying? And that speaks volumes on top of the writing. You know what I'm saying?
That's the most important thing.
That comes through, bro. That comes through a lot.
That. Thank you, fam.
To piggyback off that, when you're saying he looked comfortable, I agree with that because when I first saw the battle,
I thought you bodied Street Hymns.
When it dropped, I was shocked.
I thought you bodied.
No, I was shocked because like Street Hymns went first.
Yeah.
And he's gonna be lyrical, so I'm here like, oh shit, Street Hymns is doing his thing.
He
did his thing, and he remained the exact same he been in all his other battles.
Yeah.
And like it came out to be victorious, and then other battlers are like, other people in the comments are like, oh, this is a good battle, back and forth.
Nah.
But I was just shocked. I was like, because he is more of a witty guy. He's gonna control the crowd, has his punchlines, his originality. Street Hymns is a lyricist, so he's going to cater to the guys, and that it's gonna have those lines. Right. So I'm thinking.
Shit to me
I'm thinking like people they're anxious for more Street Hymns. Everybody has been asking for more of his battles.
Right.
Yo,
I feel lucky that I got to battle him. He didn't have to do that,
Right.
Lex was setting that card up, and he was like, I think maybe the most popping dude in Texas is Street Him. So I was like, I think you're right. And then I appreciate him doing it. He's got a lot of fans. Like, he had a lot of people in that building, and they're all good people. I was like, am I going to be able to win these people over? And hey,
no,
man,
that shocked me. That shocked me.
Well, the funniest thing is, I put the battle on, and I stepped away for 1 second. The battle starts playing. So I don't see who's rapping first, right?
Right. He went first, right?
Yeah, he went first. So I just hear it, and I'm hearing the boop boop boop, and I'm like, this style all over again. So I'm thinking it's you. You know what I'm saying? And his voice was a little like, I was like, I'm like, I gotta interview this dude coming up, and then like I came in, I saw it was him, and then you spit. Like I said, man, like I think the first line that really made me like perk up was the I think you said leave street with another bump in the road.
Yeah, that was one of the first things I said, too.
Bruh, I said, holy shit.
Yeah,
I said,
man.
That was creative on a different level.
I appreciate that.
I was like, I'm fucking with this. So from there, I just like watched another battle,
That's kind of one of my, like, I won't say secrets because it's real obvious, but that's part of my formula. Is like, I don't like
But your setup's a little different, though.
Yeah, I don't
They're
like
a little
to make,
sneaky.
I like to make shit that's like, I like to hear expressions you've heard before that's not like some weird sentence where you're like, what? Nobody says that.
Like the pay raise and the take a hike bar.
Yeah, right.
That was crazy.
That's another example. I'm like, take a hike. That's an expression. That's what I'll do is I'll just write that in my notepad. Yep. Take a hike, or like, some other expression, and you make a punchline out of that. Hey, don't steal my tricks though. That's my shit. Come on.
So this next weekend you got Laughing Stock.
Right.
How do you feel about that battle?
I'm excited, man. I haven't
not bad mass.
I haven't, right? I'm real thankful to be headlining another GZ card. That's super grateful for everybody at King of the Dot hooking that up.
Big up,
right.
Big up.
And Laughing Stock too. Like he didn't have to take the battle. But yeah, I'm excited because I feel it's a pretty different feel from the rest of the stuff I've done. I won't say too much about what I think makes it different because I don't want to give away my approach to it or anything. But I've gone up against a lot of people who are really like trying to make a name for themselves and take my fucking head off, frankly. And Laughing Stock is gonna obviously do his best against me like everybody does, and he's gonna be dope. Cause
like you just hold on, we got to let you throw that in there.
Yo,
like everybody does. So everybody
I bring the best out of my opponents. It's a fact, bro. Check my battles. Check my battles.
Yo, if he's saying this, that lets me know you must have some material.
I do.
For him, man.
But the thing about Laughing Stock is he does not have the selfish mindset that most battle rappers do. Laughing Stock is
what do you mean by that?
He's for the culture.
He's for the culture. He's for the culture.
He's for the culture.
He's for the culture.
He's doing this because he's got no ego. He's having a good time. He's a good dude. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that I'm looking forward to it because it's going to be easier. Because it's not. It's hard to stand out against a dude like that.
Yeah,
for sure.
They have confidence.
You
and
gotta
they have
be entertaining and do everything that they can do. But it's also refreshing to just know that like somebody's bringing like a real positive energy to the battle.
That's dope, man.
I'll probably say this, and now he'd be like, "I heard in fucking third grade you did this crazy shit." Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
We gonna see, man.
Every time somebody takes a battle, I feel like as a battler, they think about the next move always. So this being your second GZ, what's the next move after this if this performance comes out well?
Like in general in battle rap, or
like what, like
specifically?
In general, like what's your kind of like future mindset for battle rap?
I gotta get back to iBattle soon, and like there's a few matchups there that like the core fans want to see, and just gotta take care of that. That's priority number one.
So you have the same mindset as Laughing Stock, like you don't care where to battle, you don't look for the big card, the big name.
Everything I've done so far, that's like I feel super grateful. It's all worked out really well. Like. I've been surprised with how well like a lot of my battles have gone. Most of it has been, if not just Lex thinking of something, it's been core fans demanding something. And I try to just not get involved with it too much. Like there's only been a couple of battles that I've really pursued myself. And I don't think any of them have actually happened. Like, so everything that's gone well for me is just like, oh, okay. So I'm going to just keep going with whatever comes at me, you know what I mean?
Dope.
So if fans are demanding something, I feel weird even saying fans. If supporters are demanding something, then that's what I got to do. And if we deliver, like I know we're both capable of in every battle I take, then it's probably going to be good,
Dope.
What do you think of the regulation of battle rap, the way it's changing now. We have like the champion of the year. We're starting to have judge battles.
I love it.
We're starting to have battle rap stats out.
That's
right.
This would have been great when you was covering everything, right?
Yeah, seriously.
So
bro.
many more tools for you
Actually,
to use,
you know,
man.
maybe it wouldn't have been because is there less to talk about that way? I don't know. Maybe. But that's the thing about it.
I think there's always something to talk about, just like with boxing.
And
if it doesn't go
battle rap
right,
has to get past this thing. Can I just? I've been waiting to say
ooh,
this.
I'm ready.
Exclusive.
Battle
Exclusive.
Listen, this is why we can't have nice things. We have to get to the point where we can disagree with a judge's decision and not thumbs down the entire video, y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all are killing the culture when you do that. And it sounds stupid, but that is all it comes down to.
Now, while
That's why you don't have judge battles in battle rap, because you're ruining the stock of these YouTube videos because you don't agree with the judge's decision.
Now, while I do agree with you, I will also counter that by saying a lot of moments prior to this year of judging, has not been the most responsible.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes it does get fucked up.
Judges are drunk. The battle's late.
Exactly. That's kind of what I'm saying though. Like, we have to understand as a culture that, like, you gotta charge it to the game sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes you have a job to do that night. You have to win that room. That includes the dumb judge who doesn't know what they're talking about sometimes. And you have to, we as fans have to, because we're all fans at the end of the day, we have to recognize when we see that, like, oh, okay, I've got my opinion that, like, the battle clearly went this way. But this was a good battle, and I support both these MCs in it. So let me not thumbs down this whole battle. Let me not leave some needlessly negative comment. Let me do something constructive. You know, it's up to the fans at the end of the day. Nothing is the fans' fault ever. If you're blaming something on the fans, you're not planning right. I've always said that, but it would really help battle rap and the competition of it if we could get past these petty disagreements about a judge's decision. Let it happen.
I think about that, and I think to myself, imagine if the last 3 years have been judged, right? Like multiple of these events, like Born Legacy, the Blackout, World Domination. What if there's judges on these, right? And there's different panels. So after a couple years, we have data of like Jay Black, Tony Bro, Red Flag, Poison Pen, and you have all these guys. You have profiles, and you see what are they picking per event and what battle. And then that's something to talk about too.
A little accountability.
Yeah. We can say, oh, he only likes punchline guys. This guy only likes this kind of guy.
I've said for a while, right? Because you have if you follow boxing, there's Box Rec, right? The website for like the full stats of every boxer, all their fights, the location, the dates, the times, right? The opener's right here.
Oh, we got
it. He's old school.
I was about to do
he about to open up that beer with the lighter.
Matter of fact, I'm still gonna open it.
Here we go.
There we go.
So I've always thought to myself, we need a website as a culture where we can create a profile. Check out this idea. You know, I'm gonna drop this idea, and if y'all like it, we could talk about making this happen.
Put it in the universe. Put it in the universe. Exclusive.
We create a website where everybody in battle rap, whether there's different like kind of profiles. Yeah, you're MC. Yeah, you're media, verified media. So we'll find a way to verify
get that check,
and then you're just a fan.
Right.
You create a profile, and the whole directory of battles is just like Verse Tracker. You pick the battle. You make a decision on the battle, so that way you have a full record of like each artist and who you think wins,
and the whole database of everyone in there.
There's a whole database of your picks,
right?
And so everybody can go back to see what are you looking for, what do you like, what round you like.
I like that idea a lot.
Wait, you can make notes.
Yeah.
And lastly, this is the game changer. Once you make a decision, the website won't allow you to change it for 30 to 60 days.
Ooh.
So you can't go back on your word right away.
And then it should show your history if you did change it.
That would be dope, man.
Yeah, because that's a great point. Because a lot of things that people don't, it's one thing that people don't think about. There's a lot of things that people don't think about in this process. But one thing is there's not necessarily accountability for any of these judges. Maybe they're going to be on camera saying what their rationale was. Maybe. That's kind of the most.
He was more aggressive than the other guy.
Right. Exactly. But if there's a system of like, oh, that's interesting. He said this dude won every single battle he's ever been in. Like nobody wants to have that on record. So, hey, there's an idea, folks.
That same website, right? While you have that same website while you make your picks, we can also have like polls. So then like you have multiple things. You have what you like. There's a consensus on it. Right. There's notepads. You see what other battlers think of it, what other media thinks of it, where the fans are. Because, for example, battlers can all think of one thing because they're the actual MC and they know what's going on at the moment, and the fans see another perspective because they don't understand that.
Now, speaking of perspectives, what were certain things that before you started battling and you were only on the fan side, then the media side, what were some of the things that you thought, oh, this definitely should be better, or this shouldn't happen, or something that you were like, damn, I didn't think it'd be like that, or whatever. Things that once you got in the game itself, you actually either change your mind about,
something
or you were like,
something that he didn't expect going
you know
in,
what I mean?
kind of shocked him.
Yeah. Or not even shocked, just like, oh,
yeah,
I didn't think it'd be like this.
I will say that the stuff you expect to be shocked about is not that way. I kind of anticipated, like, when I started going to all those events, I had gone to events here and there before I got involved with BattleRap.com, but it was never a consistent thing.
Yeah.
And I assumed that once I went in there, like, I don't know how this whole day is going to go. I'm going to have to be getting in people's space, asking questions. Can I do this? Can I do that? And you expect people to treat you a certain way, but for the most part, man, everybody in battle rap is cool. For the most part. Like, of course, you're going to run into people who give you a hard time with whatever. So that was one thing that you probably don't need to worry about. If from the outside you expect, like, most battlers are cool with each other, this shit is really not that serious at the end of the day.
Most people don't understand, like, folks who aren't lucky enough to be in places where they can go to battles frequently.
Right.
They don't understand that when you do, you are truly a part of a culture. When you walk in 100%. There, it's a whole other world. We have our own language. Yep. We have our own things that we're into.
Rappers will be in the crowd with you.
Rappers will be in the crowd.
Right.
People you don't know at all will just start talking to you about battles and stuff. Everybody's chilling.
Good time.
Somebody you won't know if you hear a bar that lands. Somebody you won't know. You'll hit him. You will hit him in the chest like, yo, you heard that?
And you guys where you can do that.
It's crazy. There's no other place, man. No, and it's a place where people you probably wouldn't even, you might just walk past them in real life. You're sitting there having a whole conversation about bars. You know what I mean? It's like, and it's crazy to me, man. I love it.
Another thing that's really defied my expectations is, and a lot of people I'm sure will take this the wrong way, but I pick my words carefully, and I mean this shit. When you hear people talk a lot about battle rap politics, right? Right? You hear that word, and it's always just supposed to be synonymous with, like, somebody's moving shady because they don't like me, right? And there is going to be some of that. But in my experience, and, that doesn't speak for everybody, blah, 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 but for the most part, the people running this shit who make shit happen, which is the league owners, the battlers, and the fans, they're not usually doing some crazy shit. And the people who usually say, oh, politics is fucking my career up, they're usually fucking their own careers up in one way or another. It's like, nah, man, you're making people not want to work with you.
They're making life a whole lot more difficult than it has to be.
Maybe people don't want to battle you because you're taking shit way too seriously beforehand, and afterwards you're trolling people too much. It could be any number of things, but in my experience, I don't know it, not for myself and not for anybody real close to me who I think is killing shit, that they're just being delayed or hampered because of politics. It just doesn't really happen unless you did something that's causing it and you're not seeing it, And I'm sure there's exceptions to that, but I think that's a real big myth in battle rap, that everybody's a snake. It's just not like that,
It's funny you touched that, politics, and I think prior we're talking about is perspective, and I want to combine both with a big topic that's going on right now. As you heard, Murder Mook's back to battle rap.
Yep.
And it's interesting because there's a lot of polls, like Direct did a poll, Rap Grid did a poll, a lot of media guys did polls, just regular fans, and a lot of the polls are all split. Mook 50, 49, Averb 50, 51. It's really close and tight.
I'm surprised it's close, actually.
I am too.
Yeah.
And when you go down the actual list of battle rap, you'll realize down the line, like if you read everything, because it's been going off the last couple of days.
Yeah.
All the battlers want Mook to win. All the battlers want Verb to win. All the fans want Mook to win.
Right.
You know why?
And I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna put you on the hot seat.
Yeah.
Because you're a battler fan and media.
Right.
where do you lie?
Right. Well, as far as who I want to win,
what do you think of the return, and who do you want to win?
Okay. Well,
not who do you think? Not who you think is gonna win.
Yeah, there's several.
But who are
layers
you
to this.
pulling for?
Right. I want Verb to win. I
Why
want
is
Verb to
that?
win
The
because
battler. That's the battler. That's the battler in them. That's the battler in them. The Verb wins.
If Verb wins, we all win.
Y'all are right though to say this is like it's a complex situation. There's a lot of layers to it because
it is.
We all know a few things about Mook, and I think Hollow the Don said it best when he was like, Mook will always be top dog as long as
no one
he's the one that.
Yeah.
And even more importantly, every time he's rumored to do anything, it's the talk. It's all
he
anybody's
moves
talking
the
about.
needle. Moves the needle.
You can't argue with that. It's just facts. So Mook is that dude in that way. Nobody can debate that. And then, the people who paid the most attention to this, they're like, okay, we recognize these obvious accolades. There's no way you can deny he's done the right thing in all the crunch times, pretty much, always. Yeah. He's had a bad battle once. That's about it, But then you have the people who are like, but sometimes he says you're more hypocritical than a dying hippopotamus.
And that bar landed.
And that bar landed. And sometimes you want to be like, there's people out there who can be better versus him if they do it just right. But I think everybody who's serious about this shit knows that Mook is that mastermind, and he will make it so he's either going to say something or take some approach that's so
takes away your powers in a little bit.
He's gonna find a way, probably. And I don't say like I want Verb to win because I want Mook to lose. I want Verb to win because Verb is a Mount Rushmore dude, in my opinion.
Right.
As soon as he was making the Guardian Angels duck, that started a movement, basically, in my opinion. And he needs to solidify that spot for the people. It's too easy for people to go to look at Verb recently and say like, he just lost 2 judge battles on RBE. He's been on a debatable, at least, losing streak. All facts. You can't argue it. But the true core fans knew, it doesn't matter. He's still one of the best, And I just want to see him meet that potential versus Mook. I don't want to see him kill Mook. I want to see him win, Yeah,
he opened the gateway for other styles and MCs from all over the states.
He opened a door for that just cold lyricism that wasn't really like what anybody was doing at that time.
Yeah.
Facts.
That's right. You think
we talked about the Mook battle recently, and we were thinking to ourselves like, he was supposed to battle Head Ice that night. He didn't do it.
Right.
And Mook's trying to find him an opponent, and Rex is in there too. Mook and Rex are smart enough to not jump in with a guy that has handcrafted
New York bars.
rounds.
Right.
And you got to think to yourself, what would have happened that night if he had just dumped those rounds on anybody from Harlem?
Who knows?
Would have been crazy.
I would still think
the narrative of him in Harlem would have been different.
Extremely.
It would have been different, man.
He would have came to Harlem and like, I am your king now.
That's crazy,
Danny would be battling him for the king of Harlem.
It's crazy. But who knows?
You think it's going to be a close battle?
I do, because any battle that's this important is I mean, we were all shocked to see how the rematch between Lux and Mook went. Nobody expected Lux to clearly lose that.
Yeah.
Right.
That shit is really rare, and frankly, I don't think it happens with a core battle rap crowd when it's a battle of that magnitude. Like, how feasible is it really that 2 vets that everybody in the scene respects, they're both gonna come with exceptional shit? Of course they are. So I do think it'll be close.
Rare air. We're gonna get a Verb that's in rare form.
And we have to.
We have to.
We have to.
We have to.
We will.
I'm
we will.
just picking your brain.
I expect Mook to win, if I'm being totally honest. Because
everything's in his favor.
Everything's lined up.
Everything's in his favor.
And it's just what he's always done. Has there ever been a big L that Mook took? Not really.
No.
Not really.
Yeah.
Not a huge one.
He might have lost to I don't know.
I mean, Party Artie,
maybe Party Artie.
But that was over 12 years ago. So
right.
What are we gonna do?
And
with that?
he wasn't a pup per se. But think about that was at the young part of his career, battling career and stuff like
that was his prime. That was his prime.
He could still sit in an interview and say, "I've never lost a battle," and you can't really argue with him.
Because none of it was judged. That's right, man.
Facts.
Now,
I can do the same thing, but that's a different matter.
Word up. Now, there's a question I've been meaning to ask, man, and your name is Red Flag.
Yep.
Can you give me the mathematics behind that? God, can you break that down for me?
Yeah, it's really not too deep. It's more just the dictionary definition, of Let's state the obvious. I am of the ginger persuasion.
And for those of you that don't know what that means, he has red hair.
I am a red-haired, freckled individual.
For all you ladies out there,
yeah.
if Ed Sheeran was sexy and had swag, that would be my man right here.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's a fact. He ain't lying. But, yeah, I mean, it's just the dictionary definition, like red flag, meaning like threat, problem, whatever.
Got you.
Yeah, I mean, like, as far as the whole, like, possible ambiguity with like gang affiliation or shit, I always knew like, hey, somebody's will point that out, and it'll be funny or it's not gonna be funny.
Yeah.
Thankfully, Bubble Ford made it very funny. I thought it was a funny moment because here's my lack of concern about the whole thing. Really,
I was just about to ask you that. Like, was it ever a concern?
You know, if I'm from Baltimore, my name is Red Flag. Like, maybe you're gonna be confused for a second, but if you meet me and, you know, you feel inclined to ask me or whatever.
Yeah.
Either way, you're going to learn. I would never claim any affiliation with that kind of thing. So,
you know, people wonder, man. So we ask.
Yeah,
you know
of course, of course. And I totally get that. And I was always, you know, I'm always ready to answer that question. Like, nope, don't claim any affiliation with that. I'm a familiar. You know, grew up around that kind of thing, frankly, but would never claim it. Would never disrespect it. Not involved. You know,
dope.
It's just a synonym. You know,
I thought it could have also been for like some kind of football or soccer play.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And it is something like that. And that's why they call that.
Because I was thinking maybe because in my mind I was like, all right. Because I was like, it could be deeper. It could be, you know, because once you throw that flag out, things stop.
Right.
The game stops.
That's
you know, you got to review things. You know what I mean? So
that's why they call it a red flag in whatever sport. It's
dope,
like,
man.
It's a reason to stop.
Exactly.
There's a problem. You know,
gotta check things out.
But yeah. Y'all can't use that angle anymore. Bubba Ford did it already, and he did it better than y'all going to. So he's probably taller than you too.
Dope, man.
You were somebody that works full time. You did a lot of behind the scenes, and you kind of understand because of the this activity of BattleRap.com. You understand that there's not a lot of like the financial funding for battle rap right now currently.
Yeah.
What keeps you passionate still beyond the money, obviously, to still like really want to be involved in things? Because sometimes I ask like league owners or people that are setting up battle rap events, I'm like, is it always worth it? And they'll tell me straight up, it's not always worth it.
Yeah, definitely isn't always, you know. But the thing about it is everybody because this shit is, at the end of the day, it's a passion, so it's more than a hobby, but it is a hobby at the end of the day. Like, most people provide for themselves with something else. And, hey, shout out to the people who can get it from just battle rap. That's amazing. But, you know, for most people, it's different. But for me, it's always been like, I need something in addition to what I'm doing in work and life. I need that creative outlet.
Is it therapeutic for you?
Absolutely, yeah. Like, there's a few things I do like that. Like, I'm a skateboarder. Nice. I do all the production for Penultimate, so I make beats.
Oh.
You know, I make music.
Has Eddie I talked to you yet?
Yeah, we should do that because, you know,
skater, raps.
Right.
Hello.
Hey.
We play video games too?
You don't even want to open this can of worms because that's one of the one battles people been requesting for free.
You and Eddie?
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, we're from the same iBattle class.
Right.
Yeah.
But that'll happen soon. But yeah, I just need that creative outlet with whatever it is. Sometimes battling, like recently, because I've been taking a lot of battles kind of back to back. So it gets difficult, and like I'll find myself like making a beat where I'm supposed to be writing. But
how often do you write? I mean, when you don't have a battle, like how often do you write?
When I don't have a battle, this is gonna sound weird, but it's been like a year and a half since I didn't have a battle. You know, they've been lined up. So. But, you know, like, I do ciphers with Penultimate at least once a month. Like, so we're always – but it's kind of gotten to the point where, like, we'll pick out of one of my beats and, like, it's not like it's formulaic. Like, I'm not putting in the effort, but we just get it done a lot quicker now. Everything is kind of like you get it where you can, you know. But even if I didn't have any of that arranged, I'd still be making beats. I'd still be writing shit down.
Dope.
You just got to have that love for it, you know. You can't not do it.
And when you're writing regular rhymes, non-battle rhymes, should I say?
Right.
Do you feel like you're using a different part of your brain to put the rhymes together? Because you got to take into consideration a lot more things. Now you have a beat you got to stay on time for.
Yeah.
You can't really flex how you would flex just from doing the acapellas like that. Like, you got to stay on that metronome and rock it out. Like, how different is it?
That part, as far as staying on the beat, I mean, I sound way better on a track now than I ever did when I was younger. But
dude, you talking? I love my lyrics, and I'm a hip hop guy, man. You keep talking that spice, you might have to drop like 8 bars for me or something, man. Something at the end of this joint, man.
I probably will.
Hello.
I'll do the most recent cipher we did.
But, for sure.
But yeah, I've been rapping on beat longer than I've ever been battling. So
how long you been just rapping on beats? Just rapping in general?
I would say like the first time I ever got like quote unquote serious about it was probably about 7 years ago is when I like started recording raps. But like I would always like through middle school, high school. I think middle school. I think 6th grade was the first time I ever like formed a fake rap group. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't remember what we called ourselves either. I wish I did, but everybody does that. And you know, like, and then in high school, I'd be the dude who would like freestyle at parties and shit. Yeah. And college, same thing. But then, you know, in like 2011, I think it was, I met the 2 dudes that I'm in a group with now. I was like, let's just, you know, we'll start doing this. I can't believe it's been that long, but yeah.
Time flies.
But it is very different writing the ciphers and shit. Because I still like I come at the ciphers with kind of like a battler persona, just because that's kind of what Red Flag is now. You know, it's just
isn't it crazy how many battle rappers there are nowadays that like aren't?
They don't even rhyme.
They don't rap.
They don't even rap.
Yeah, they don't.
No. They just battle.
It kind of bothers me a little bit.
Set up, punch. Set up, punch.
It bothers a lot of people. It bothers me a little bit too.
It bothers me a little bit.
I can hear that you don't rap. You know, that bothers me.
Because I think for me, I'm like, I don't know. I'm like I said, I might have a little bit of age on y'all, but it's like, yo, I'm such a hip hop purist that I'm like, bruh, you don't know how much better it would make you if you just tried.
Yeah.
Just try. Like, I can't say that disrespecting the culture, because it's like, hey, if this is how you came into this, I'm not gonna like.
They learn to rap watching YouTube versus actually learning how to rap.
But it's like, if you can do that, you can find some little gems and little hidden secrets within yourself.
Another thing about it too is like, I guarantee all your favorite battle rappers, all the best dudes,
they rap.
They have a little element of rhythm in what they do.
Yes.
You have to have that rhythm.
We lost so much of that, and that, you know, I think I got accustomed to the rhythm being out of it. But when someone can throw some rhythm in there, with the modern style, it's like,
that's that haymaker shit right there.
It's right there, man.
Yes.
Just give me some of that, man.
That's where cadence is
potency.
Right. Exactly.
That's why B Magic is one of the best ever.
Yeah, he's got that flow, man. Yeah. Without being too singy-songy. You know what I mean?
Big K is the same way.
There's a fine line that it's like, if you're not on the correct side of that line, you are gonna look.
You don't want to be the hip.
Ass.
Right.
I said the hip, the heart. You can't be that dude, man.
You do have people who don't rap like that before they battle, and then they're like, oh, but I'm supposed to add this little rhythm in, so I'm gonna hit him with a little. That's what you don't want. And everybody who's a fan of this shit can hear that too. So
word, that's crazy.
Yeah,
man.
I definitely want to get a chance to kind of cover the Mass 4 card.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
And it's weird though, since it's like a blackout setting, we don't know the matches, so I guess all we're gonna do is really predict the matches.
Let's do it, man.
And
I must stay silent for that part, because
I think you know them. Yeah. I think you know them.
Where you signed an NDA or something?
Yeah, you know what? Now that you're here, you don't gotta confirm nothing.
Right.
But you don't gotta confirm shit.
I'll talk about the hypothetical matches.
But I'm gonna throw out my predictions.
Let's do it.
Check us out.
Let's do it.
I'm confident I'm right.
Okay. I will say nothing.
What?
Poker face.
All right.
Let's go, my brother.
So obviously we got the main event had Ice and Nems, and shout outs to that battle, because a lot of people, they were like, "Who's Nems?"
Yo,
they forget Nems is such a great rapper.
Oh man.
Yo.
They got no idea.
I saw Nems was talking crazy. Like, yo, that
the promo.
What did Ice do? What did I say?
Nothing. He's battling Nems. That's what happened.
No, he responded back. I saw
no, because Nems was responding. What did I say to make him respond that way?
Oh no.
I was like, what?
Probably like, I'm battling you on this day, and Nems like, nah.
Shout out to Ice for getting the exhibition match, because holding the chain's a lot of responsibility. So you need to stay sharp without having to risk the chips all the time.
There was no obvious contender right now. This makes more sense than anything else, I think.
Man. And let shit build up.
Yep.
So that's one battle. One battle on the card, unfortunately, got leaked.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you how I got leaked. It's hilarious.
Okay.
There's a 15-minute of fame interview with Mickey Fax, Hip Hop is Real. I forgot who.
Yeah.
And then they asked him, what you think about Math? He's like, hey, he did his thing against Ill Will. He did great. He got Snake Eyes next week and Real Deal. And we're like, we're like, whoa, wait,
what a great matchup, right?
I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet.
It's a great matchup.
Both guys been around for
actually
a minute.
A really difficult matchup for Math.
Yeah.
Yeah,
really difficult.
But remember what we were saying?
Real Deal has so much to say to Math.
But remember what we were saying though?
Right.
Like we were like, okay, he had Ill Will this past Saturday.
Right.
He's got Snake Eyes this Saturday. And I was like, yo, I have a feeling that the one at Mass is gonna be more of a fun type battle.
It might be.
You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. Real Deal is he's crazy,
and that's a mistake if it is.
And if you come in slacking, he's gonna chop you
right.
Off the top. Noggins get chopped. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
like he ain't gonna play around.
His bounce back kind of came back from King of the Dot. All his performances prior to this.
Yeah.
So I'm sure
But Math has the glow right now.
He's
got the glow. This is like the thing that people forget about Math. He has always been an incredible writer. Mm-hmm. Nobody ever talks about that with Math. He's got some of the best written shit. Watch his battle with Chilla Jones. So like he kind of
battle.
He kind of fell off right after that. But man, Math has always been capable of that kind of shit, and he knows how important it is for him to show out right now. He's in that bag.
He's serious about it too, man. When we saw him, he was very focused. He looked like
crazy versus Ill Will.
That battle was ridiculous.
Amazing battle.
I think that was the best Math of all time, personally.
Close to it, man. Well, he got winning that battle.
Who got Math and Real Deal?
Yeah.
I edged. Math and Real Deal.
Yeah. Well, who you got winning Math Ill Will?
I edged Math.
Okay,
just like the judges did.
All right.
Math,
The judges did a good job that night.
They did. I thought so too. I agreed with everything they said.
Math and Real Deal, that's tough, man. That's really hard.
I'm gonna edge Real Deal because he's. I don't want this to come off in a weird way. I think this matchup makes more sense for Real Deal than a lot of the matchups Real Deal takes.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Yeah.
This is like these dudes have been in this shit for a long time, and they're two household names.
Yeah, this is definitely one of his biggest
Trevor
matches.
is like one of those unsung heroes of battle rap.
Exactly.
Man.
He needs this he needs the Real Deal's battling the dude that gets a little too hungry and punches people. Like Real Deal needs
this is a difficult match, believe
me. He needs those character matchups, and Real Deal is incredible.
Fun fact, man. I was watching
and Math is incredible too.
I was watching Math and Shoddy Pete. Remember before our last show,
right.
And I'm watching the battle. Real Deal is so saucy in that battle. Son is holding 2 beers and Math drink. He had 2 beers and Math drink, right? Yo, he's sloshed, man. Like he's 3 sheets in the wind.
He be doing that.
I watched the battle just for his reactions, bro. Yo, I like Real Deal. He's gonna come with it, man. This is gonna be a fun ass battle. I'm looking forward to seeing this battle, man.
Now it's time for the guessing.
Ooh, here we go.
Guess away.
So let me say all the names real fast. We got Thesaurus, Moneybags, Chilla Jones, Big T, Loso, Mad Flex, Oops, Ines, Iron Solomon, and Excel.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna start off Big Bomb, Thesaurus and Iron Solomon rematch.
Man,
that's a great battle to happen. Iron Solomon's finally taking the time to take care of all those historical battles that should have happened. Yeah. Battle Ilmac. We all know him and Thesaurus. They battle in the street out and jump off. Yeah. And for $100.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy, man? Like being fans and being part of the culture, when you're watching especially back then, right? As the battles drop, World Star on Smash, YouTube, you're not even realizing, you're realizing what's going on, but as 10 years goes past, you go, yo, this is this guy. Yeah. This is that guy.
Yeah.
On the street for $100 outside of some random club.
Right.
And it's like, what?
Yeah.
So, and freestyle battles, you know how those go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now they get a chance to do it with preparation for if they do it.
Right.
We're just putting our predictions out there. Hypothetical. If they get a chance to, this could be crazy.
Yeah, I agree.
Crazy. We know you can't say much, but this could be crazy.
I neither confirm nor deny, but this hypothetical matchup would be crazy.
That would be dope.
The next guest.
Next one.
He's studying the card.
No, because I had it earlier, and I might change something up. But I'm not gonna change it up. Mad Flex versus Moneybags.
Ooh.
like that.
That could be interesting.
There's history there, very briefly, I guess. Moneybags no showed at the battle where Matt Flex battled E Farrell.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, is that did
he
happen,
did?
Huh?
He dissed him in the first round.
Who was he supposed to battle that night? Moneybags.
Was it Matt Flex? That's what I don't remember.
Was it? Yeah, no, it wasn't. It wasn't because E Farrell and Matt Flex was booked.
Okay, well, I just know Moneybags didn't show that night.
I want to say it was like, was it passed then and it got rescheduled? It's possible.
That's possible. Because there's a lot of battles with passes supposed to happen.
Or it might have been like Peanut or something. I don't know.
Peanut.
So I got Moneybags and Mad Flex because when Moneybags was on the show 3 months ago, he said he has a battle locked in. Can't say his opponent, but there's a little bit of history. If you've been following the tapes, you know who it is.
So if you're looking at the names, that's the one.
That's the only one I think it could have any little.
Yo, Mad Flex had a good showing out in London.
Yeah, he
had a really good show.
Yes,
the Rebel, bro.
He got a good
great
show,
battle.
He had a really
Shocks
good show.
the Rebel is the UK Big K.
Facts.
Word.
He be sold for the chain.
Yeah.
And he vacated it recently.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, he just left it.
Yeah,
because Don't Flop's not really.
Yeah. They
popping off right now.
Broke down, right?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
So, next match I have Loso and Oops.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
That makes think of all the people that Loso has battled and Oops has battled recently. Oops' last battle was Excel a year ago on Match 3.
Great battle.
Loso, who he's battled recently? Daylight. Before that, who he battled? Show Off. I don't think Show Off and Oops ever battled, but he's kind of battled some of the guys that Oops has battled. You know,
so might as well put them together.
Yeah, might as well put it together. Oops is kind of one of those guys that brings dialogue into a match. So as well as Loso. Right. So like both of their pens are extreme.
Pen game crazy.
Pen game crazy. They got the punchlines, but they can switch it up at any moment and get really into your soul.
Yeah.
Shout out to Oops, man.
Yeah, and everything that he's doing out here,
killing it in real life like
Bruce
that.
Franks,
God
man.
damn.
Bruce Franks. It'll be interesting, man. I hope. I mean, Oops hasn't been battling, so he's got to be focused. His bar's got to be put together, and we have an opportunity to get some substance in a battle, which I wouldn't mind hearing. You know what I mean? And Loso can definitely drop some substance, but I also, if they do battle, I wouldn't mind if they just have a little bit of fun. We don't always have to be so
serious.
Fucking serious, bro.
It would be good to see Loso have
if
some
these
fun
two could just have some fun, man. Like that would be dope, man. I mean, like, just relax a little bit.
It's funny. His head off, you know?
See, when I was gonna switch my pick, I was thinking about that. Like, I would love to see Loso in a battle where he's having fun. Like,
how dope would that be if both of these two serious dudes just was like, you know what,
just express lyricism straight as a whole.
Some lyricism, have fun, leave the whole. Because I don't want to see them go politics, religion. Like, I'm good.
They are going to, you know?
So now that we're speaking of lyricism, at first I thought it was going to be Loso and Chilla. Then I stopped for a second. I said, you know what?
That's too much
when I think of the card, I think about who else has the kind of lyricism that like Chilla Jones respects and thinks it can match up with him and will create a good replay value back and forth. And I think it will be Excel. Chilla Jones and Excel.
Ooh, Boston versus Brockton, right? Was
it Brockton. Excel's from Brockton. Yep.
Yeah.
I only know that because I battled him.
So
I was like Boston. Oh no, Brockton.
Chilla Jones and Excel.
That'd be interesting. Yeah. Yo, two dudes from Mass. They can hold it. Yo, if it's them two, oh my grandma. If it's those two dudes, the building should shake, man, when they announce it. Two hometown. But I will say this, man. Speaking of XL, I watched that battle with you in XL today, right?
Yeah, probably I did good, but probably my
Check
worst
this
battle.
out, right? Check this out. He knows I'm Petty Murphy. I watch battles for a lot of petty stuff, right?
Yeah.
You did your thing.
Thank you.
Right?
Thank you.
And
it was 4 days prep.
Wow, 4?
Yeah, it's 4 days prep.
I hear all that, right?
Yeah.
I hear all that. So I'm watching the joint, and then all of a sudden you mentioned that he's prone to choking. Yo, when he chokes, you look like a disappointed dad.
I was pissed, bro.
You look like you wanted to take that bottle and just mazel off that bitch.
I thought it was gonna. I was like, oh no.
Yo, he looked so tight. I was like, damn, man.
But then
damn.
you know what they did? I battle. Hey, take note, other leagues.
The fast forward thing.
Yeah.
Yo, I was laughing my ass off. I was like, what the hell's going on?
It's the best solution.
It lets you know.
You don't lie to the fans.
Yeah.
You let them know, hey, a choke occurred.
How long was he choking for?
To it. He choked for like
minutes.
1 minute.
That's too long. I said you got 4 for the round.
Yo, 1 minute in battle rap time, man. That's
I was saying like let's just, whatever you got to do. And he was like, no, I got it. I was like, all right, okay, you got it.
All right.
That's my man, though. Like, he ain't have to take that battle.
I hear you. I was just more talking about the look you made, man. It was like, I was like,
I did look pissed. I did look pissed. I'd be like that in battles.
The camera hides nothing,
I try
man.
to be poker face, but I always express whatever
I'm trying to get used to this joint, man, because like, oh man, hiding your facial expressions is hard when you're when you're a genuine person, man. But all right, so who do you have for the last battle?
The last battle, well, the last two names left, Big T and Ness.
That could be a fun battle.
It sounds a little odd, but since it's two different rap styles, one slow, one fast,
I'm with it.
That could be fun.
I'm
Chicago
ready to do
versus Philly.
Complete preference.
I'm ready to do the Philly snap all night long, man. I'm ready.
Yeah, that sounds like a fun battle, huh?
Yeah.
Chalaka boo. I want to hear nothing but gun sounds, man.
And Ines would be like, you got that Chalaka boo. I can already hear
that could be a lot of fun, man. That could be a lot of fun.
Since we don't know those matches are real or not, and the only match that is real, that the last one we could talk about, I guess, had and Hems. We didn't pick a winner before we get out of here.
Yeah.
Who do you guys have winning that match?
I pretty much always go with the battle rapper.
You got to keep giving it to the guy with the hot hand, man.
The active battle rapper. I'm going to give it to Ice.
I agree.
Yeah.
But you know
what? It
would
be disrespectful not to.
Yeah.
You're right.
Nems will do his thing.
But you know what? I think if this was in a bunker,
yeah,
Ice would have been in trouble.
Could be.
Why is that?
Could be.
What do you mean? The bunker's the equivalent to the volume. Nems is a rapper.
Right.
If you give Nems Nems has these. He never battled during crowd reaction, right? So he's gonna have that little bit of an adjustment and with the grace period of things. But when I think of people like Nems, I think of battlers like Calico. These are guys that they set up while they're rapping their lines, and it just keeps heating up and heating up and heating up.
Yeah.
So you put them in an environment where there's not a lot of crowd reactions and everybody wants to hear you rap.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Head Ice transitions a lot between all of his bars.
Right.
Yeah.
So I feel like that compounding flow and cadence could out-triumph the slick talk and the force setup.
But not for nothing, these two guys are very similar.
Yeah.
Like they both got some zany Ghostface Killer-esque type bars that you don't expect coming out of left field.
Is just very straightforward, more straightforward than.
But he'll say some wild, weird stuff that you're like, what? And then Ice will say some wild, weird stuff.
He has enough aggression to match it.
Yes, absolutely. These dudes are like both gorilla style dudes. Like these are like two alpha masculine ass men who will come in a battle. They ain't playing. You're not questioning, man. No. Like this is gonna be a battle of who can let them hang the lowest. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And this is definitely like a good environment for them to do it in. Pit style, everybody's amped. I just hope that the battles don't start at 9 o'clock, and
it started at 5. I read.
I hope so, because I'm not trying to be there at 2, 3 in the morning.
I gotta drive back the same day, Sunday. So
also, we'll see you out there then. Yeah. So we'll see you out there. Yeah, man.
Yeah, stick around for Sunday if you can.
Yeah, we'll try to. With our last few minutes, I want to ask you one quick question. Out of all the events you've covered while BattleRap.com was active, what was your favorite of all time? Or one of your favorites, because there's probably so many.
Yeah, it honestly might be. I don't even remember the name of the card, but Rum Nitty and Av and
was that Born Legacy, right?
Born Legacy. And Twerk debuted on that same card.
Yeah.
And not that it was like the most amazing event, but it was extremely exciting.
Yeah.
There was at least one other. I think Louisi made waves that day too.
Daffy Green.
Yeah.
That was a good battle.
We left thinking like, oh, okay, got some new talent.
What was the consensus around the room for Twerk's debut? Since this is like the first time we're seeing him. What was it like?
Everyone said he won. You hear people now say Dougie.
No, but I'm saying like the impact of his style, like
everybody was talking about him.
Wow,
everybody, and I was like, I was clowning him ahead of the. I'll be honest, I saw his name, I was like, Twerk, what is this? Everybody was clowning him, and then as soon as we all heard Why I Oughta, we were like, okay, this dude is on some other shit.
Yeah, man.
V, sign us out, man.
Oh my goodness, man, the time goes by so fast when we're talking battle rap, man, but. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to our special guest, Red Flag, for coming down. Big shout-outs to everyone who's been supporting us, man, hitting us up. We've been getting so much love from everywhere, man. Big happy birthday to Cligavelli and everybody who's been supporting us. Beneath, right? Shout out to him, man. Please stay tuned, man. Hit us up on Twitter at We Talk Battle Rap. Hit me up on Twitter and Instagram at Program V. Hit us up at Let's Talk Battle Rap at gmail.com.
Yes,
send us any questions. Send us whatever you want to hear from us, man.
Hey, if you're in New York and you're not on this show,
what?
You
Tell
fucking
them.
up, bro.
Tell them.
They
Tell
right
them.
here in Tribeca. It took me 10 minutes to get here in the cab. Get over here.
Right?
When this camera is up, we're gonna talk about this battle rap website and get these predictions out. And
right,
I mean
man.
the picks
Let's do it, man.
the picks of people because we need some accountability.
That's right,
Facts.
man. That's right. So everybody, man, tune in till next time, man. This is Let's Talk Battle Rap with France and Program V. Peace.